Alrighty, what's up everybody? It's I, once again, Captain Gilmore! Back at you again with another video on your Friday night, February the 13th. Friday the 13th, so say hello to Jason Voorhees for me. But it is Friday the 13th, 2026. Thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet, leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos in the past, the present, and in the future, Conan. But do it now, but don't leave stupid comments, you get smacked around, sent to the Shadow Realm, and Satan and Ozzy and everybody else will eat your goddamn soul! So don't do it, go do it on your boring channel that nobody really gives two fucks about. And if they do, they're lying. But I digress. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you're SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know, you might get slapped around some more until you finally figure it out. Say that 5 times fast. Until you finally figure it out. You're SOL. Because you don't hit that bell. And turn on all notifications. So you're SOL, you know what that means. So that's that. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good shit. And move on. And for newbies out there, if you're watching and you're coming to my channel for the first time and you like what you see, and if not, well, get out of here. But if you want to stay and subscribe, then please hit that subscribe button down below. And when you do, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back. You relax. You grab your nice cold one. And it's actually a can of Coke. A can of Pepsi, sorry. But anyway, grab yourself a nice, tasty cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel and do your shit there. Because you ain't going to do it on mine. You don't like it? Tough shit. Deal with it, bitch. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday the 13th. One of 3 Friday the 13th. We got one in March, and we got another one, I think, coming up in later at the end of the year. So, we're going to see Jason Voorhees 3 times a year. That's rare, but rare do you have Friday the 13th, and, you know, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of a year. Back to back, even. It's crazy. So, Jason's coming your way. He was probably already here somewhere. But he's gonna stab you in the heart right before Valentine's Day. So, better watch out. And that's pretty much it. But hope you had a great Friday. It is Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Something for the weekend. And it's President's Day weekend. Valentine's Day weekend as well, so if you're taking your significant other out tonight, good night to do it. Still some snow on the ground if you're in the Northeast, but it's going to be hopefully cleared out by month's end. We're going to get some, hopefully some rain around here in the next couple of days. Next week's going to be a mess. It's going to be like a rain-snow mix, so some days it's going to rain, some days it's going to be like an inch, maybe 2 inches here. So, those 50 degrees that the weatherman was going to say, ha ha, lie. So, it's going to get close to 50, maybe tomorrow here. It'll be like 45, which is great. But, you know, then, you know, winter holds on, and we got about, you know, 4 weeks left. Basically, a month left of winter. Then we officially start spring. We're going to turn the clock back 2 weeks from Sunday. Actually, 3 weeks from Sunday. And then, 6 weeks from Sunday is Easter. It's Bunny Day. And no, not talk about Playboy bunnies, I wish, but, you know. It's Bunny Day, or Rabbit Day, whatever you want to call it. Rabbit season! No, not that. But, we got that, so we're creeping up to Easter, ladies and gentlemen. And baseball season's coming up. Spring training games start next weekend. Can't wait for that. With Los Mets in Nueva York. That's the Mets for you dumb people at home. And yeah, for you Yankee fans, nobody gives a shit. But we got that. So the boys of summer are slowly coming back as March Madness is about to hit in a couple weeks. Hockey and basketball are going to be going, saying goodbye pretty soon. We got the NFL draft at the end of April. WrestleMania is coming up April 18th and 19th. Dynasty's coming up April the 12th. TNA Rebellion has been announced for April the 11th, the day before. So that's going to be interesting. So, big things happening in the next 6 to 12 weeks in the world of wrestling and life itself. So, get it done, and that's pretty much it. But I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe, be well, and guys, remember, wrap up that burrito this weekend. Because if not, you're fucked. Just saying. Unless you have a good pull-out game, which I know you have. I know most of you fucking dorks out there do not have good pull-out game like I do. It's a proven fact. So I don't even need to... it is what it is. But be safe, be well this weekend. And, some of you go back to work on Tuesday. I don't go back to work till Wednesday, so I'm happy about that. But got lots of things coming up this month. Got a concert coming up next weekend, so I'm happy. And then March is not too busy in March. April is going to be busy with wrestling and other gook that I got to deal with, but it is what it is. But anyway, on your Friday night, we got SmackDown coming up at the top of the hour. Your 3-hour cure for insomnia. Should be a pretty interesting show. We got Sami Zayn, Cody, you MDKLA, Cody, you bitch, and Jacob Fatu, in an Elimination Chamber match, Chamber qualifying match. That should be very interesting. And we got Ms. Bliss, I forget who, and 2 other people for the Women's Elimination Chamber for entrant number 3. We got that. We got Jade Cargill defending the SmackDown Women's title against Big Mama Pump joining Grace. See what happens there. And a whole lot more, like I said, on your 3-hour cure for insomnia. SmackDown on, not USA Network, it's on Sci-Fi this week and next week because the USA Network is having the Olympics on and nobody's going to give 2 fucks about the Olympics. Because I don't. I don't really care. I mean, if the USA wins some medals, great, but I don't care about the Olympics that much. The Winter Olympics, I don't really care much, except for Italy in skiing, which they always own, so. I heard the Jamaican bobsled team won its first ever medal. What? We are the Jamaican bobsled team. Cool runnings. Somebody call Kofi Kingston. Somebody call Kofi, man. Wait a minute, are you supposed to be Jamaican? What happened to your voice? I got a problem with you. I hated when Kofi broke character, and he was supposed to be all this Jamaican, giving all the Jamaican SOS, and then he broke character right around the Survivor Series that year, and Hunter's like, hey, wait a minute, I got a problem with you. Where's your accent? I thought you were supposed to be Jamaican. Oh. That killed Kofi's fucking career. Still has a great career, tag team champion, Intercontinental champion, shit like that, world champion. But man, I wish you didn't do that, man. If you would have kept your Jamaican accent and semi-Jamaican gimmick, I think you would have had a better career than you have now. Just saying. But, so we got all that on SmackDown tonight. And a whole lot more. We'll talk about that maybe later or maybe tomorrow. But right now, everything I'm saying right now is gonna happen right now. But Peter, what happened to then? You missed it, you fucker! Anyway, so right now, my notes disappeared, as always. And your food is ready. So, right now, everything's happening right now. It is time for your late and kind of out-of-date NXT review for this past Tuesday night, February the 10th, 2026. And as always, we are emanating from the Capitol Wrestling Center in the parking lot at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida. And we got that. 637,000 views for NXT this past week. And where did my notes go? Like, as always, the ancient computer just loves to fuck me. I don't know why. Alright, we're doing live! So anyway. So we got that. Let me, upload my notes. Here. While I upload my notes. Let me pull this out for you. That's what she said. Excuse me. Alright. It is time for your review. Alright, well, now I got my notes right. Alright, so we're at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. We moved from the big show last week. We have sadly a new NXT World Champion, and that guy who's average, he's really below average, and we have to say his name, and yes, he appears, I believe, in Joe Hendry. So, the Joe Hendry era of NXT begins. We're going to hear from him in just a second. And we got a lot of good things happening on the show. As we're now going to Vengeance Day, I think it's March the 9th. I forget what day. But anyway, we're moving on to Vengeance Day. Or something. And not this week's show coming up on Tuesday. Next week we're supposed to be in Atlanta. Nope. That ain't happening, so, because of, production shit that, WWE can't do the show at Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia. So, they're going back to the Performance Center. So, well, sucks to be you in Georgia, because you only get Raw. That's great. You can see Beastie, Brock Lesnar, but you're not going to see, anybody like average Joe Hendry, and that, in Center Stage or in Atlanta the next night, so sucks to be you. But hopefully you got your money back. So I don't know if NXT is gonna go back to Atlanta any time in the future, but we're not gonna be on the 23rd. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Alright, let's get this shindig started. I know half of you clipped it, but I don't give a fuck. We move on. Alright, so, as always, our commentary team, the man with lots of candy, he's a creep, and his name is Vic Joseph, and the man sitting right next to him, the so-called worst announcer of 2025, the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do, but he's still a crazy simp and a crazy fuck himself, the two-time Hall of Famer, Black Snow, otherwise known as Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! Okay. You didn't like being worst announcer 2025, right? Oh yeah! Okay. Go have some Kool-Aid. Get out of here. Alright, so we got them all in commentary, as always. So we started with the opening recap, what happened last week. We got a new champ in Joe Hendry. And, speaking of Joe, good old average Joe comes out, the new NXT champion, comes out to a nice little pop. Gets on the mic. Wasn't sure he was going to get here. And mentions last week he was on the floor in pain. Looked up at Absolute Ricky Starks, who was this close to getting the title. And he just got up there. They had a tug of war, which Joe Hendry won, sending Ricky falling on a bridge ladder. Ow. And then he became the new champ. He says, becoming a two-time national amateur wrestling champion in England was a step just like winning the TNA title, facing Randy Orton. Randy Orton has not this voice at Mania and getting destroyed. So, talks about that. Then, the Vanity Project come out, Swipe Right, and the Evolve men's champion, Jackson Drake. They come out. Speaking of Jackson Drake says, I'm ready to run through a wall. Okay. That might hurt a little bit. If you want to run through a wall. Unless your name is not... If your name is Kiana Carver or with Femi, you can run through the wall because you're, But you doing it? It might hurt. Anyway. Or take the title. So, we got a 3-on-1 brawl. Basically. Joe Hendry gets taken down. And then Jackson Drake picks up the NXT title, and he has the Evolve title, so he has both titles, and he's holding it right above Joe Hendry. I was thinking, I guess we're going to get Jackson Drake versus Joe Hendry, maybe in a title match or a non-title match. Do we get it? No. That sucks. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that, and we're off and running on NXT. So, like I said, 3 out of 5 stars for that. And the show wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. 637,000. What are you going to do? Alright, then we go to back, where we have Del Ruca, Delta, and the resident surfer girl, So Ruca, still having problems. When are we going to pull the trigger and stop this madness? Somebody's got to turn here. I hope Delta turns on So Ruca at the, well, it's supposed to be the Atlanta show when, the winner of the tag team match was gonna face Casey Jane. So we'll see what happens with that. Delta asks, why can't it be my time? My time! You know? So Suga goes, yeah, good talk, yeah, well, whatever. This has gone on for way too long. I think it's gone on for like 4, 5, maybe 6 months. The teasing, Del Ruca breaking up, and Delta finally turning heel, becoming a monster that she was when she first came in. And now she's just like a laughingstock joke. Maybe it doesn't pay to come from Japan, you know? Just saying. I know Hiromu Takahashi may come in, he might go to AEW. Evil is coming to NXT, I heard. Or may go up to the main roster, do something with Shinsuke. See what happens with that. David Finlay is on the fence right now. Going to AEW, or possibly coming to WWE. Clark Connors is ready in AEW now. He signed. He's that Stecto's boyfriend, by the way. There was rumors of Naito coming to NXT. That didn't happen. Because he's in Pro Wrestling Noah right now. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know where Bushi's going. I don't know where he's been. So, pretty much all the original members of the Facción de Ingobernables! Hey! Whoa! They're pretty much gone. Except for, Naito's still in Japan, but he's in Pro Wrestling Noah. Shingo's still in New Japan. He's in the New Japan Cup coming up. Actually starts next 2 weeks. So, we have that. Hiromu Takahashi. Don't know where he's going to go. Evo was kind of in LFI, but he's going to WWE. I don't like his chances in WWE. I just don't. I mean, if he does some good stuff with Shinsuke, whether it be a faction or a one-on-one, that'd be great. But then, Hunter would be like, I'm gonna get the shovel! Hunter has to go. I'm sorry. He has to go as part of creative or the COO. He needs to go. Because this WrestleMania card, they're talking about it. Besides Roman and Punk, and maybe Liv Morgan and La Primera Stephanie Vercur, I'm not feeling it at all. Because, like I did a short earlier today on my rant channel talking about Brock Lesnar taking on Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah. No, I don't want to see that match. At Mania? That's a SmackDown/Raw match. So if you're going to pencil that in, nobody's going to see that. Nobody wants to see a three-minute suck fest. Did I say 3 minutes? Nobody wants to see Brock and Eli Drake? Come on now. That's boring. The money match is Obafemi versus Brock. So, you know. And where did the story of Brock and Eli Drake at Mania come from? Oh, that's right. Uncle Dave, who does not know a thing or two about wrestling, Meltzer. So every time you see a story on a dirt sheet, whether it be Ringside News or Wrestling Inc. or whatever it may come from, and it's from Dave Meltzer from WON, the Wrestling Obsolete newsletter, don't believe anything that Dave Meltzer writes or Dave Meltzer says on his boring fucking podcast or even on Busted Open Radio. Don't believe Dave. Dave is a fucking mark. He's a Bucks mark, too. We all know that. He sucks so much young Bucks cock that Matt and Nick Jackson are getting tired of him. It's sad. He's sucking Kenny's cock. Well, Kenny's, maybe like that. But, I digress. He's such a fucking mark. It makes me want to vomit. He's almost as bad as Sean Ross Sapp. But at least Sean Ross Sapp has some fucking sources to his credit. I actually would love to hear from Sean Ross Sapp rather than Uncle Dave Meltzer who needs to fucking retire. Just get out of the fucking wrestling business, you old as fuck mark. Who got beat up by Thunder Rosa. Ha! Hell, I love to get beat up by Thunder Rosa, but I love it. I want to be a bitch about it. So, yeah, Thunder Rosa. Mel, call me. Just saying. But yeah, I'll beat up Dave Meltzer any day of the fucking week. Because you're due for one, Dave. Bang! You're due for a Gilmore Cutter. Okay, that's my rant. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's toast to Dave Meltzer. Fuck you, bitch. Fucking asshole. Alright, we move on. Alright, so Del Ruca. Hopefully they'll break up soon. Because I'm getting sick of them. That's that. Alright, after that, we go to, I guess, Kelly Kincaid is gone pretty much from NXT. I hope she goes to AEW, to be honest with you. Go back to Ring of Honor as Quinn McKay. That'd be nice. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, we have Obafemi 2.0, and that's Kiana Carver. Excuse me. Kiana Carver, he wants the next shot at the NXT title, but the so-called new interim GM, Robbie E., or Robert Stone, he says, well, you're not getting it because Jackson Craig is going to get it. Because Shawn Michaels wants chaos. HBK loves that chaos. He loves everything. He loves goats. He's the heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels. He threw Marty Jannetty through a window, Jannetty tried to jump out the window to escape. You see that, Monsoon? Are you blind? What a heinous act by Jannetty. He didn't need Jannetty. Yeah, of course. Jannetty's a jerk. Moving on. Sakura's all fine with delivering chaos, but then he goes to leave. Robbie's like, hey, come back here. And they have a stare-off. Well, he tries to stop him, grabbed his arms, and he knew he shouldn't have done that. What are you touching me for? You touching me? Don't touch me! Okay, moving on with that. So 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Where was I? Oh, I missed, Jada Parker! Ms. Parker! Ms. Parker! Ready to give a beating to Blake Monroe. Oh, my. And the fire the fire she has in her eyes is just, that promo, she's like, I'm gonna beat your ass, Blake! I was like, yeah! You tell her. Alright, so we get to that match. 9-minute match. It was actually decent. Nothing great. Blake in that red getup. Woo! Oh, I wanted to jump through my screen and just take her and just do what I want to her. But I digress. She follows me on Twitter, by the way. Thank you, Mariah. We don't know her as Mariah May. You know her as Blake Monroe. Anyway, so it starts with Ms. Parker jumping Blake to start, but Blake throws part of her gear at her. Ho-ho. I'd like to get part of her gear thrown at me, because I'm going to throw your fucking bra at me. I don't care about. Oh, shit! Oh! Oh! Oh, shit! Anyway, that didn't really get that far, as Ms. Parker comes back with a German suplex. A waist lock puts Blake in trouble, and Ms. Parker knocks her out to the floor, where Blake manages a trip into the announcer's table. Ow! And we go to break, come back. Ms. Parker blocks a kick to the ribs, and elbows Blake Monroe in the face. Connects with a teardrop in the corner. And then Ms. Parker knocks her to the outside, and they start brawling. And some stuff with the ring steps and just craziness. And then the referee, the female referee, counts them out. So we get a double count out at 9 minutes. So we get that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And then craziness there. Then afterwards, more of a beatdown. Ms. Parker takes out both Blake Monroe and the lame-ass fuck security. And then Blake kind of bails into the crowd. I think we saw part of the barricade kind of come off. So, this feud is going to continue on. And we'll see what happens with that this Tuesday night on the program. So 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we get a video for the crazy lady, Tatum Paxley. Talks about how it felt like she was drowning and struggling to breathe around Boogie Hogan 2.0, Izzy Dame, and the Cuckling. Tried to become what Izzy wanted her to be, but had to let go because Izzy's, weird. It let her become what she knew she was and became the version of Tatum that she needs to be. Okay. I think we got all that. Did you? I think we have a test coming up. I don't want you to be the way to be. Something like that. I don't want you to want me to want you to want me to be. Something like that. There's an In This Moment reference in there. If you listen to Dirty Pretty. Go listen to it. Won't hurt. Oh, I can't stand that screamo music. They worship Satan. No, they don't. Fuck you. Go listen to your garbage mumble rappers like Kendrick Lamar. Go fuck that music, man. That music's for dorks. It's all about metal. It's still number 1 on the charts. And people are still jealous of the Bad Bunny performance. Oh, he lost 10 million viewers. 128.2 million people. Still didn't do better than Kendrick. Blah. Ugh. You know why people turned it off? Because the game sucked. The performance was great. Way better than last year. Way better. But your opinions are just like your assholes. They stink. I digress. Alright, so we got that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for Tatum Paxley's promo. Get that. Alright, then we got what's left of Chase U! Cale Dixon, yeah, he's still alive, yells at his former buddy Uriah Connors for walking out on him last week, and Chase U, and kind of joining Lexis King's group with him, and Stacks Mahomes, and Under Grace, now known as the Birthright. What? That's a stupid name for a faction. You know what's a better name? Dynasty! Because that was one of my old groups back in the day. But I digress on that. Anyway. So Araya says, Mr. Chase held him back, and then Stacks Mahomes, the Intercontinental Champion of TNA, his hot wife, Ariana Grace, and Lexus King, they come in, and seem to want Araya on their side, and wasn't he on the team last week? I don't get it. I thought he was already there. After he walked out and, just left Kale Dixon for dead, I thought he was already part of the group. They didn't have a second segment after that where he was like walking out with them. Huh? I don't get it. Like, oh, are you gonna come with us? You want to be with us? Yeah, sure, come be with us. I thought you were with us. What are you talking about? Morons. Alright, so we get that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then the title character from the movie Psycho Killer! Being creepy behind commentary. I'm like, yeah, kill him, Joseph. Kill him! Kill him! And people thought that was Tommaso Ciampa behind them. Right! Movie's not even about Tommaso Ciampa. It's about a psycho killer, basically. Nice mask, though, dude. I am very interested. I'm interested in seeing this movie. I think it's on Netflix, I think. It's coming out in the movie theaters. So, go see it and go watch it. It's gonna be epic. That's that. Alright, back to the ring we go. We have a speed tournament match. The final speed tournament match in the first round. So we have the big man, Josh Briggs, takes on Eli Knight. No relation to LA Knight, not even his homie. But, alright, the winner of this faces, Elio LeFleur, or as we call him, Pepe Le Pew, in the finals, and the winner of that faces the Pesta, Jasper Troy, for the speed title. So, 3-minute match, as always, with the different colors. It's also an Eli Knight, ducking a boot in the corner, gets in a high cross body, then an Insigiri sends Briggs to the outside for a running flippy yibbity-doo, but Briggs clotheslines Knight in the back of the head, for an early near fall. Eli knocks Briggs back down, hits a moonsault for a very quick pin there, ref. 1, 2, 3, so Eli Knight will take on Elio LeFleur. Should be a good match there with some high flyers next week. And the winner gets the pasta, Jasper Troy. After the match, Elio comes out to shake hands with Eli Knight, but then the pasta, Jasper Troy, comes out and lays both of them out. Shit. So we get that. So next week, Pepe Le Pew versus LA Knight's former homie. That's Eli Knight. Then we get that. Alright, then we go to the trainer's room. And the match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars, by the way. Alright, go to the trainer's room. We have Lona Vicese getting her hand looked at after what happened with Kaylani Jordan last week, smashing her hand on that ladder. Ooh. But she still was able to go to Triple A, win the mixed tag team mixed tag team titles with our good friend and legend, Mr. Iguana, with Jessica. So she has her first belt in her Luchas career. So it's being looked at by the trainer. Robbie E comes in, check her out and everything. Not like that, because you're a married man there, Robbie E. She's ready to face Kaylani Jordan next week. And then Kaylani's kind of on the outside, looking in. It's like, I'm going to kick her ass. And then, but lo and behold, kicks her ass. Jumps her from behind, smashes her hand a little bit more. And that's sweet. That's it. So next week, we got Kaylani Jordan versus Lola Vice. 1-on-1. We'll see what happens with that. If Lola can get her revenge. And that's pretty much it. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then, we go quickly to the back where Kiana Carver wrecks Sean Legacy, Andre Chase, damn, and pretty much anybody else who was in the back, he just destroyed them. Shit. Well, you wanted chaos, we got chaos. Well, we didn't get any blood, but it is what it is. You want blood! The blood pollution! Okay. That's a very underrated movie. If you've never seen Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Zach Wilde and Jennifer Aniston in it, very underrated. A lot of people hate it. I don't understand why. I actually dig it. You know? And basically, it's the Judas Priest movie. Basically about Tim Ripper Owens joining Priest and then presumably doing 2 albums, then Spanish Orchard out. Get out of here. We need Rob back. Get out of here. Go do your own shit, which he's been pretty much doing with KK Downing's version of Priest. And then he did another band even before that. I forgot what the name of that band was. But now he's in, now KK's, has his own version of Priest, and Tim Ripper Owens is being Rob Halford, basically. Both versions kick ass. I'm sorry. KK Downing's Priest is good. Not great, but good. And we know Priest is Priest, so. Like pussy is pussy, so. We move on. With that. Alright, so I gave that beatdown 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, Dark State comes out, the NXT Tag Team Champions, or as we call them, Deuces and Jokers. They come out. Cutler, Saquon Sugars, Osiris Griffin, and Dion Lennox. They all come out. Dion wants the NXT title, but Cutler James, not sure what my cousin Tony D'Angelo, by the way, Tony, my cousin, he bought me a box of calamari today. You know how much he bought it for? $2! I'm gonna have some of that. Not tonight, but maybe this weekend. But he bought me a box. Not a little schmig box like you get at the store. He bought me a box of calamari, breaded calamari. All you have to do is just put it in the air fryer. Done. All you have to do is cook some, just gonna mix it up with some marinara sauce, and you got some onion rings. Calamari. For my cousin, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo. You want a box of calamari? you better have a cousin, You don't have a cousin like my cousin, so. Like Tony D'Angelo. You have a cousin like Tony D who gets you a box of calamari for $2, that's good, but if not, you get it for $12.50 at your local store. Or if you can get it off like Amazon or Whole Foods or somewhere, get it for cheap maybe. Maybe like $6.50. Get it for half price. I get all my stuff from Tony D, my cousin, so. I got some breaded chicken, I got, lemon pepper chicken, by the way. I just need some lemon pepper. Step is like, Trick Willie, I just need some of those. Hey, Trick, you want to give me, give me the number to your guy that sells you those lemon pepper steppers? Hit me up on Twitter, dude. I could use some of them. Not saying I'm cheap, but I'm saying, I'd love to have a pair. So, just want to go out to the club and boogie! Like to get on the dance floor with some lemon pepper steppers, a nice shirt, hair slicked back, got the missus next to me dancing on my dick, but, Then again, I could have the dancers on my dick, too. I wouldn't give a shit. But I digress. We move on. Alright. So Cutler is not sure what Tony D was thinking last week. They haven't forgot about the cuckling either. But speaking of the cuckling, they're on the platform, they're on the balcony, saying they aren't charging into this kind of a disadvantage. Then the lights go out. Sabu! No, not you, Terry. Not you, Terry, Funk. Can't say my name right? What's wrong with you? Shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. Don't let me get Mick here. Terry, leave him alone. Cactus, shut up. Guys, enough. Not you, Sabu. You stay over there. Terry, go back to bed. And Mick, go find some Doritos. They're very tasty. I'm gonna go find some good. Anyway. Alright, so, OTM, the Boricua Gangsters come out, Bronco Nima and Lucius Price. They come out in the crowd saying, we're here for the tag team titles as well. Then, Wank and Spank, the former champions, they come out and say, hey, we want the belts too. And then we see Tony D'Angelo running through all of Dark State. Fuck them up. That's what real Italians do. We fuck people up. See? F-A-F-O. With an Italian, you get put in a box. So we have that. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, after the break, Robbie E makes a 3-way #1 contenders match for next week with OTM, the Cuckling, and Wank and Spank. So the winners of that will face Dark State, probably at the, what was the Atlanta show. So that's going to happen at the 23rd show, probably. Anyway, so he goes to leave, runs into my boy Shiloh Hill, the LFG Season 2 winner, in a hockey mask for some reason. Well, it is Friday the 13th, but you're like a week late. Well, he is early, so. Anyway, so he's there talking to Robbie E, and then the Canadian National Champion, Ethan Page, all ego. He comes in and says, Shiloh, you need to get the fuck out of here. So Shiloh forgets his machete. He leaves, and Ethan tells Robbie E that he wants to set the record for most title defenses. And he's already beaten everyone around in NXT, in TNA, and in Triple A. But then Shiloh comes back and says, oh, I forgot my machete. And then Robbie E's like, you know what, Ethan, you're going to face Shiloh Hill next week for the belt. Shillow's like, that was easy. Shit. All you have to do is forget my machete. I get a title shot. Great. Is he going to win? I hope so. But probably not. Well, at least he gets a title shot. He's only in his first month or two. Shiloh's been doing pretty good. What happened to Sky, whatever her name is? What happened to Danny Sikelski? Sky Ray, whatever her name is? Which is basically Danny Sikelski's, not a real name, but that's Danny Sikelski's her real name. But she's playing Sky Ray or Sky something. What happened to her? Mr. Hickenbottom? She's stuck in Evolve now? I guess. That sucks. Could have done something with her, too. I think Danny Sikelski could have been, a good contender for JC Jane. Not a great contender, but good. Maybe win the speed title. Put her in the speed tournament. They did. I think she lost in the first round. Sucks. Where we get that? Anyway. Alright, so Shiloh versus Ethan for the North American Championship this Tuesday night on the program. Alright, so I get that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to the NXT title match. That guy named Joe Hendry versus Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion, whose title is not on the line. This is only for Joe. Alright, Drake comes out with a vanity with swipe right. And Drake dropkicks Joe into the corner to start. And an early swanton gives Drake a very near fall. Running shooting star press connects, only for Joe Hendry to roll through into a fallaway slam. Does a stupid pose. To go to the outside, Joe Hendry blocks a ram into the apron and hits a slam back on the inside of the ring. Then he takes over for a while, ramming Jackson Drake in the corner a few times, gets a near fall off a suplex. Fans are like, yeah, Joe! Kick his ass, Joe! I'm like, oh. Come on, Jackson! Then the Vanity Project get caught, sending Joe Hendry into the ring steps, and the referee's like, You! Out! You are out of here. He ejects them. Or so we thought. We go to break. Come back. Joe Hendry fights out of a cravat. Grabs a quick neck breaker. Then he starts making his comeback. Goes for a standing ovation. Jackson Drake escapes that. And then Joe has to settle for a near fall off a angle slam. Then a German suplex and the unalivery running knee. Not even named by commentary. Do I have to do everything myself? I guess I do. Gets a near fall on Joe Hendry, but he counters a Hurricane Rana into a powerbomb. Then he gets up, hits the standing ovation, 1, 2, 3 to retain the NXT title in a little over 11 minutes. Match was alright, nothing great. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And then after the match, absolute Nicky Starks, he comes out, lays Joe Hendry the fuck out. And that pretty much ends the show. Actually, it doesn't end the show. I thought it did, but it should have. Alright, so we get that. Alright, so match-wise, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got Ren QCC, Kendall Gray, the Evolve Women's Champion, and my girl Maddie Rankowski getting ready for the tag match against Del Ruca. Winner goes to face JC Jane. So getting all fired up. Alright, so 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And then Dark State is all ready for whoever comes after them next. Cutler James is ready to take out Tony D next week. Right. Go back to LFG. Work on your putts. Work on your moveset. Oh, I gotta change this to, well, about a minute away from SmackDown, so I gotta change this. Where's my, there it is. Sci-fi. So I can do this. I can speak into the receive, the microphone, the channel change, you go to Sci-Fi. We're just done with Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban. And now SmackDown's coming your way. Alright, so we got Cutler James and Tony D next week. Tony D's gonna annihilate him. Probably send him out the river, I hope. Look at that. 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got Hank and Spank taking on Swipe Right. 11-minute match, nothing great. I'm not going to go through all of it. But in the end, everything breaks down. They all knock each other down. Then OTM and a coupling brawl for a little distraction. And then Jackson Drake knocks Tank into a fruit roll-up to give Brett Baylor, the guy that looks like young Shane Douglas. That's what he does. I'm sure. See, he looks like you, Shane. He's not as pretty as you, but, maybe when you were 21, but, yeah. Well, I don't like him. He can suck my ass. Okay, whoa. I don't think he does that. I don't know. Maybe he's weird, but, calm down. Francine, can you... Please, thank you. Give him a Snickers. Oy. You okay now, Shane? Good. Francine, thank you. She's a nice lady. I met Shane Douglas, by the way. He's a good guy to talk to wrestling about, but don't piss him off. He may want you to, Fuck you, Cody. Cody Rhodes can suck my ass, okay? Whoa. Can you stop? Damn. There's Sami Zayn, too. Sami Zayn. So Sami, Jacob, and Cody in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. I think we could see Sami in the chamber because Cody and Jacob are going to explode on each other. Alright, that's what I think. So we got, and then in the women's match, we got Zelina Vega, taking on Julia, the women's U.S. champ. Comes in with, oh God, Kiana James, oy. And Miss Bliss. I'll probably go with Miss Bliss to win there. So, Zelina looking mighty fine. Oy. She legit looks like Aaliyah. The late great singer Aaliyah looks just like her. It's like side by side. It's like me and Matthew Broderick from War Games. War Games! 1985. It looks the same. Also, we got Jade Cargill defending the SmackDown Women's title against Big Mama Pump, joining Grace. And a whole lot more. Alright, we're from Dallas, Texas. Scared and Cowboys that night. Joe Tessitore and Bad News Reed Bennett. I'm afraid Joe got some bad news for you. I almost knocked my glasses off. That's bad news. Okay. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's finish this shindig off. Alright, so Swipe Right beat Hank and Spank, or Yank and Wank, whatever you want to call them. And, no, that's pretty much it. We move on with that. So 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we get a look at what's coming next week. And then Sean Legacy comes into Robbie E's office. He says, I want Kiana Carver in 2 weeks, the February 23rd show. And yeah, Sean, I don't think that was such a great idea. Poor you. F in the comments for Sean Legacy. And we got that. Alright. Oh, we got that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And then Robbie E puts Vanity Project in the #1 contenders match next week, so it's a fatal 4-way, which makes sense. And then Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, comes in, not happy about not getting a North American title shot. So Robbie E tells him it's time for him to do something out of character. What is that supposed to mean? I don't know. So we got all that. Alright, so all that, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, more about what next week. So we get to the main event. The winner of the fall takes on JC Jane on the February 23rd show. So we have Maddie Winkowski and Kendall Gray, the Evolved Women's Champion, taking on Sol Ruka, the resident surfer girl, and Delta, otherwise known as Del Ruka. Pretty good match. So Del Ruka does a Mega Power Elbow, brother. Okay, stop trying to emulate the Outrunners, because it makes me sick. And I told my good buddies Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum about that. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Stop. Alright. Anyway, we get to the end. Kendall Gray super kicks Delta into Sol Ruka. Oops. Counts as a tag. How? I don't know, but okay. We'll go with it. Delta didn't notice that. Then a spear hits Kendall Gray, and an F5 takes out Maddie. I thought she was going to go for the pin, but Sol Ruka was the legal woman in the match. She hits a botched Soul Snatcher. 1, 2, 3. So she gets the women's title shot against JC Jane on the February 23rd show. She's going to win? No, because I think Delta is going to screw her, and that will set up their match at Vengeance Day, which I think is March the 7th or the 14th, somewhere around that date. So we got that. So there you go. Match was decent, 3 out of 5 stars. After the match, Delta's like looking at Sol like, what the fuck? And then Fatal Influence, Jason Mahal, and the women's champion, and the Speed women's champion, Valiant Loco, Don Henley, and Laney Reed, they all come out, start yelling at Sol like, ah! We got that. We move on with that. It's Tiffy time! Tiffy's in the ring, talking about her getting into the Elimination Chamber. And now, Nia, Jax, and Lash Legend get shit done. They come out in red and pinkish. Tiffy's in red. What is this? Well, it is Valentine's Day, so everybody has to wear red. And it's Friday the 13th, so somebody's gonna get blood. So basically talking about, taking on, their name is Rio, and they dance upon my lap. And when they're done, they go and take a nap. So Rio will take on Nia Jax and excuse me. Nia Jax and Lash Legend will take on Mommy Rhea Ripley and EO for the tag titles later. Tiffy's on the dancing. Daddy, look, I'm dancing! Stop! No! I'm gotta protect my neck because I did get an injection in my back today. Not my neck, but my upper back. It hurts like hell. In 3 weeks, I gotta get one in my neck. Because my neck and my back, it's bad. Oh, here goes Mommy, comes EO. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. EO and Mommy Rhea Ripley coming out. My brutality! Alright, so we're going to start off with the women's tag team titles on the line. Mommy Rhea Ripley and EO taking on Lash and Nia Jax. I hope we don't get a title change. And Tiffy's going to go to the back and give me a blowjob. No, I'm kidding. So we get that. Alright, so I'm going to go watch SmackDown. I'll be back later tonight after SmackDown with your AEW review. And if I have some time tonight, I'll do SmackDown. But if not, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, because I am going out for Valentine's Day with the missus for a nice little brunch, but I'll be back probably sometime in the afternoon, probably around 3, 4, 5, between around 4, 5 o'clock. Come back. We'll talk about SmackDown. We'll talk about TNA and maybe Ring of Honor. And then Sunday, we'll talk about Collision, AEW Grand Slam, and a whole lot more this weekend. So, just tomorrow afternoon, I will not be around because I will be at brunch with the missus for Valentine's Day. Gonna have a Valentine's Day brunch / lunch. Waste a lot of money. But it's good because, the missus, you gotta do something good, nice for your woman. She'll do something nice for me later. But I digress. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, go watch SmackDown, have my sensible dinner. And then, we'll be back with my AEW review right here on the channel. And then a whole lot more. And that's it. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Final waiting for NXT. It was alright, nothing great, but I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Never know what you motherfuckers thought of the show down below in the comment section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, until next time, peace.